Welcome to the 6th installment in the My Pokemon Teams series that My Geek Life is doing. Check out the first 5 installments in this series and give them a like, give them a comment, and then make sure to come back here and watch this. So, nobody knew anything about X and Y. Game Freak and Nintendo kept it very, very quiet. Nobody knew anything about what was going on with these games. It was pretty much a reboot. They wanted to change everything we knew about Pokemon. To do that, they added in a new type, the Fairy type. Fairies are immune to the Dragon type attack, and they are super effective against dragons, and Dark types, and Fighting types. And they're immune to Dark and Fighting type moves. I wanted to use a Fairy type Pokemon, I did. Oh wait, I did use one. Yeah, oops. Well, I wanted to use one of the regular Fairy type Pokemon, but none of them really worked out for me. But, again, I bought the game and all I knew were the names of the starters and what they look like. That's all any of us really knew going into X and Y. So who did I pick? I picked Chespin. Yeah, I went with Chespin. I know everyone loves that Froakie, and Protean Greninja is top tier, but I like Chesnaught. I do. I kind of wish I might have started with Fennekin, because Fire Psychic, that Pyrokinesis abilities, like, I don't think it actually had any Pyrokinesis skills. I didn't use Delphox that much, but Chesnaught being a grass fighting type was really awesome, for the sheer fact that, well, they were promoting a Torchic with Blaziken for download as DLC if you bought the game within the first 2 months of its release. So you get a speed boost Torchic, which, as you can see on the screen, is Mega Blaziken, and that's what you'll see for the duration of the video. And I like to imagine that the two, and yes, I'm breaking my rules, I'm using a past generation Pokemon, but this is my familiar Pokemon. This is the Pokemon that I have as my favorite, so screw you challenging myself. I'm going to do what I want to do. But plus it had a Mega Evolution, so that kind of makes it like a new Pokemon. Yeah. Mega Evolutions are temporary evolutions for fully evolved Pokemon, so that it could, bring them back into the main, stage. So yeah, that was those two. I picked up a Fletchling, and then Farfetchling, and then Talonflame. Talonflame is actually what helped me win in the Fairy-type gym, because most of my Pokemon were actually, at the time, were weak to Fairy-type moves. Chesnaught taking super effective damage, and Mega Blaziken just taking neutral damage. It was a challenging time. Right, but Talonflame is what really did it. It actually, with its flame body, induced burns, and or maybe it induced a burn with Ember or Flamethrower? I can't remember what the moveset was at that time. I don't think it had Steel Wing yet. So I picked up Scatterbug too. Scatterbug, up into Vivillon, stayed in my party very briefly. I did try leveling it up after game, but Vivillon didn't really stay in my party for too long. I picked up Pancham, which is a fighting type. I also picked up Mystic, evolved from Esper. Pangoro needing a dark type to evolve, Pancham did get boxed eventually, but not quite right away. It stayed in my party because Pancham was pretty strong. You're seeing Pangoro on the screen just to make things easier for my video editing software. I picked up a Tyrant from the fossil place, and it evolved, of course, into a Tyrantrum. I really liked this Pokemon. I had a pretty good team, I felt. Mystic is really strong. I had the female one, the white-furred one with the yellow eyes. Yeah, I used that one. It was more offense-oriented, I think, than the male. Yeah, so that was my team up until a certain point, and then I put Pancham away because I realized I needed something a little bit different because I was too weak to fairy type moves, which were they were there, and also I didn't have any dark type Pokemon, and you need a dark type Pokemon in your party to evolve Pancham. Oops. But when I got Xerneas, of course I added Xerneas to my party. I didn't think I was going to want to use it, though, because it seemed kind of odd. But yeah, Xerneas was really fun to use. It was a legendary fairy type, so the new type gets a legendary. And yeah, I played through the game with Chesmaught, Talonflame, Xerneas, Mega Blaziken, Tyrantrum, and Mustick. That was my Elite Four team. Whether or not that was a good team to have for the Elite Four, I don't know. But it was Mega Blaziken versus Mega Gardevoir at the end. Yeah. That's how that rolled, and I won. I think Mega Blaziken already speed boosted a couple of times, and I think it knew Shadow Claw to hit that Psychic type pretty hard. I don't recall, but yeah, it was still I won. So yeah, I went back. Pokemon that I picked up that I wanted to use. Talking about my extra Pokemon that were in my lineup for Gen 6 is a little awkward because, well, there weren't that many new Pokemon per se, but you could use through Pokebank all your old Pokemon, and because of Mega Evolution, it really made you want to explore those older Pokemon. So, and a lot of them were fairy types, so, Togekiss, I checked out again. I gave another look at because it's now a fairy type, so I was like, oh, okay, cool. Who else? I wanted to see what Mega Ampharos was like. I wanted to see what Mega Gyarados would be like. So, saying that, and of course, Mega Charizard X I had. I had the opportunity to use it, so I'm only going to talk about the new Pokemon that I really spent a lot of time with from this point on. Goodra with Sap Sipper. I did get a gooey one at some point, but I do have both of them. The Sap Sipper one, I actually focused more on having it be a special attacker with speed. That I just felt like I was being really offensively oriented there. But the gooey one was modest, and I raised its defense and special defense, and I really, enjoyed using that Pokemon. It could take so many hits, and then it was reducing speed, and then it had all this special attacking power. The next one was kind of an interesting pickup, because I didn't really think I was going to at first. Pumpkaboo comes in 4 different sizes. I have the supersized Gourgeist. Yeah, I hunted one morning, and I kept looking at, so I caught the small Pumpkaboo, I caught a medium-sized Pumpkaboo, and I finally caught a shiny, supersized Pumpkaboo. Now, when you breed these, they'll all breed in the size that you have, and the different sizes will change their stats. My supersized Gourgeist, which, if you see on the screen right now, it's a regular one, but I was using a shiny one named Marlene as a nod towards Marceline, the Vampire Queen. Flamethrower, Seed Bomb, Shadow Ball, and Thief. That was the moveset. It had Frisk as an ability. I really like my my Marlene. It's my Thief. Next Pokemon was Noivern. I was using a regular Noivern, so seeing one on the screen right now, that's not, too big a deal. However, it's my shiny one that I got in the Friend Safari for my birthday. I stayed in there for hours until I got one. I made sure I got it. I was actually looking for a shiny Drudagon, to be honest, but ooh, I like my shiny Noivern. I like it a lot. With Boom Burst, a move I didn't realize how much I was gonna like that one, and Dragon Pulse and Fly, and I think Acrobatics. I'm not sure, but still, yeah, I like this Pokemon a lot. It was my flyer. I mean, Talonflame was, but this one became my flyer. So yeah, this might seem short, but don't take that as a negative thing about Pokemon X and Y. It just seems like it's just shorter because all the old Pokemon got a buff. Not every Pokemon can Mega Evolve, but it became easier to get their special, like their hidden abilities. It became easier to trade online and get with other players. Like, there was so much that you could do with the older Pokemon now. Don't take it as less. Take this as less is more, because, you know, with the Mega Evolution, that changed a lot of things, especially for a lot of the older Pokemon. So, keep an eye out for the 7th and temporarily final installment, because there will be Gen 8, I'm sure, of the My Pokemon Team series. You can actually get a small preview of that if you check out the playlist for Let's Play Pokemon Sun on my channel. So make sure to hit the link that might be appearing right about now, I would say, if it's not already there. And hit the links below to follow me on social media. Make sure to give this video a like, do subscribe, and right about now their Patreon card is showing up, so make sure to support my channel. So, until next time.